Hello, welcome again to my channel. Today I would like to introduce you Makadi Bay, which is a bay located around 30 kilometers from Hurghada airport. Here you can have a look at the map where are numbers of the hotels, the whole bay, and you can click on each of the numbers. And the map is interactive. You can see some basic information about the hotel. So try this link, you can see and try it through Google and you will find the hotel and details of the hotels in the bay. Now let's have a look at the Google map. So in the north of the bay there is the Grand Makadi Hotel, and you can zoom in and then you can find the coral reefs and the details of the beaches of the whole bay. There are a few piers or jetties in the bay. The northernmost is at the Grand Makadi Hotel. We were staying in 3 hotels so far during the last 3 years, and our last stay was in this Grand Makadi Hotel. As you can see, there are some coral reefs, and there is a separate video on the hotel on my channel. You can have a look later and find more details. So you can swim up from here, from Grand Makadi, and you can do nice snorkeling here to the north as far as the Grand Makadi Hotel is. Now you can have a look at Fort Arabesque Hotel beach, which is one of the best beaches in the bay. I think the best beaches for if it comes for snorkeling. You can also find a separate video from 2022 in my channel. There are different snorkeling conditions in Fort Arabesque. There are like small little islands underwater, and you can snorkel in quite shallow water, so it's also for the beginners, not only for adventurous snorkelers. There are a few more hotels in the bay. There is the pier, one of those 3 or 4 piers that I mentioned, and this is Xanadu hotel resort, which is one of the best or luxurious hotels or resorts in the bay. Then we are coming to this section of the hotels, which we can say is a cluster of more hotels. Few of the chains, Jazz Makadi or Jazz hotels. There are 4 or 5 here in one location, and there is also Ibero Hotel, Makadi Beach. There is Soul Imar Club, and so other hotels. Just for basic introduction of my channel, if you come to my channel, you can see different videos from hotel reviews, videos from snorkeling, different videos from diving. If it comes to hotels, my videos are always in 2 language versions. It's Slovak version and English version, so you have to find in the description. There are also some videos not related to travel, which are more related to music or some other activities. There is one hotel in Prague as well, one Turkish hotel, and also one hotel in Greece. So that's all about my channel. You can find quite easily. Labranda Hotel is the first hotel we visited, but you can also have a look. It's 2 years, almost 3 years old, a review. Now you will see 2 pictures of the whole bay. It's just very basic pictures from the air, and it's the whole bay, almost the whole bay. We will start our walk at Tukana Sunrise or Sunrise Tukana Resort, which is the most luxurious hotel or resort in the bay. First time when I walked through the beach or along the beach from north to the south, this hotel really shocked me. I mean, positively. It's really beautiful. You can see it's very new. I think it was built in 2021, so it's still very fresh and pretty well maintained. And the reviews say it's a real luxury hotel. Also the price relates to the luxurious conditions in the hotel. You can see the very nice beach, beautiful sunbeds, and sun loungers. Everything looks really well maintained and sort of different luxury compared to what you will see in the other hotels in the bay. I will show you. We will not walk through all the bay because it would take around maybe 40 minutes. So this is shorter version, but I will explain you later. So these bushes here are separating Tukana Resort from Sunrise Royal Resort or Sunrise Makadi Resort, which is this one. You see different sun loungers, different sunbeds, and it's just a bit different, but also it looks pretty positive, I would say, very nice. We are still walking on the pavement. I'm not entering the beachy sand yet. On the way back, I will walk more into the beaches, into the heart of the beaches. So now we'll just walk along this sidewalk. On the right, I think still these buildings, the gray color, it still belongs to Tukana Resort, and this beach is quite wide because the neighboring hotel, which I have mentioned, the Sunrise Royal Resort, is also quite huge resort and also very favorite. So this one is Tukana Resort. There are different rooms, different conditions, also with like private pools. You can have a look at internet and also check the prices. Be careful. Now the time of the walk is November 7th, 2024, around maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock roughly. And we are walking from the north to the south of the bay. The walk takes approximately 20 minutes. So, but I will edit the video so you will not see maybe 100% of the walk, but I will try to select the best parts. So still quite comfortable walk. You see the beaches are quite, I think it's not so crowded, even though it's November, which still is one of the very favorite months of the year. Not like October, but still November, the weather was beautiful. I think air temperature was around 28 to 30 degrees, and the sea temperature was around 26 degrees. Even though some boards you can see, you may notice here, it says 28. No, it's not 28. Yeah, the seaside is, I mean, the water temperature was 26. We are measuring during the dives, so it was exact measuring. Different restaurants, everything belongs to these hotels I have mentioned. Some activities of maybe like stretching or yoga, whatever. Different hotels of different animators and these activities. Maybe speaking briefly in the hotel you are staying, which was Grand Waterworld Makadi. That's I have mentioned, so there is separate video about the hotel. So it's the hotel also with beautiful. It's a 4-star hotel, a 5-star hotel, but it's a hotel with beautiful coral conditions, coral reef, and the reefs here. When you go more to the south from Grand Waterworld Makadi or Sunwing, it's the same hotel with different names. So the coral beaches are of different quality. So people who stay in this hotel, I mean in Sunrise Makadi, or in Tukana, so I know of people who prefer going for snorkeling to Fort Arabesque Beach, which is really, I think, the best beach here for snorkeling. There is a separate video on Fort Arabesque, and there also a separate video about snorkeling at or from Fort Arabesque Beach. There are different small shops or diving centers. Here there is pharmacy. Almost each of the resort has its own diving center where you can order diving, and you can go for diving either from the shore or from the beach, or you can go by inflatable boat, the so-called Zodiac, that will take you somewhere further from the beach where you can do diving. Or you can take like 1-day trip on the boat for diving. You can check if you come to Makadi, so you can just come to the first diving center and ask or check about conditions. Now we are entering the premises or the beach of Xanadu Resort. It is a 5-star hotel. Well, this one was open, I think, 2 or 3 years, I think 2022. So it's also very nice. Luxurious hotel, the resort, very favorite, and it's a vast area. It's a huge area of the resort, so you be ready to walk a lot if you want to get from one side of the resort to the beach. But you don't need to do that, as there are some small vehicles or some little mini buses or electric vehicles. You will see some of them in the footage that will take you from one side of the resort straight to the beach, so you don't need to walk so far. It's again in November, quite crowded. You see, this is the vehicle. Yeah, it's coming back to pick up some tourists or visitors. They just dropped off some of those on the beach now. We have visited. So our in-laws were staying at the time of our stay in November. We're staying in this resort, so we visited them on the beach, and I think I was positively surprised that no one cared about our visiting them on the beach at their sunbeds or sun loungers. So it was quite fine. They brought us also some refreshment, some beer or something. I mean, our in-laws went to pick up something for us, so we stayed maybe half an hour there. So we didn't want to bother, to be too much bothering people in other beach that didn't belong to our hotel. So it's also quite a huge beach, but there is a pier on the beach, and we'll come to that later. Yeah. So we came to the south of the beach, and now we are even more south. So we are at the section where are those jazz hotels, the cluster of jazz hotels I have mentioned. Now I walked more into the beach, walking on the sand, combined with walk on the pavement. What is important to know about these jazz hotels is that even though there are 5 hotels of jazz chain or network, some of them are in the first or front line from the sea, but some of them are second or third line. So be careful when you will be selecting some of those jazz hotels to be ready how far they are from the beach. Also the beaches which belong to the jazz hotels, they are mixed. Mixed for more jazz hotels. One beach is not only for one hotel, but there are signs on the side of the pavement or sidewalk. You will see it in a few minutes. So now I'm walking back from south to the north, going back to opposite direction. Again, I'm entering the beach, and as you can see, there is quite shallow water, but I was positively surprised that at the time of our stay there was no significant low tide, because as you may know or you may not know, in Egypt this is quite critical. I think it's one of the important criterions when you are selecting hotels is you should be careful or check the beaches or the hotels where there is very low tide during that period of low tides. So I didn't notice it here. You see these, there are more jazz hotels on the board on the right side. So about speaking about the low tide, so I didn't see in the first week of November any significant low tide, but you may come at the time of the year and you may be surprised that the water is too shallow. You may walk, 100 meters into the sea, and you still will be the water will be only deep as your maybe knees or sometimes ankles. But it's not much here in this Makadi Bay. But the very big, I think, advantage of this bay compared to other beaches or locations in Egypt is that even during the windy days, some parts of Makadi Bay are pretty well protected from strong winds. Naturally, as it is U-shape, so those parts of those beaches or hotels which are more hidden or in the U, so there is not there are not so many waves, and there are not so much restrictions as for the swimming if it's even like stronger wind. It really depends hotel by hotel and also period of the year. You also see here the board, different Makadi hotels on one beach. And of course, there are, if you're all-inclusive concept, so there are restaurants and there are beach bars, so you don't need to care much about that you will be thirsty or hungry, so you just find some refreshment very easily. I don't know how it is if you are staying in one jazz hotel and if you can have refreshment from some beach bar which belongs to other jazz hotels. I don't know, but check details with your travel agency how that works. I have never been in just Makadi or in any just hotels, so how to say. This review is not much focused on the hotels. It's more focused on just the beach. It's a beach walk and showing the conditions for the beaches, and not that much for the swimming or snorkeling, but that's I'm trying to explain or describe based on my experience as much as I can. So we are still, this is the jazz section. It's a really huge and wide beach, and as you see, different sunbeds, different, and it's still, I think it's a sandy beach, and even the entry to the sea is sandy. Sometimes it's combined with corals, like hard corals, but flat corals, so you can walk easily. And it's up to you if you take some special shoes or fins or whatever, or you just walk with your bare foot. Me personally, I always take fins because I usually go snorkeling, so I shoe on my fins as soon as I can as soon as I enter the sea. Here it's something which you don't see so often in Egyptian beaches, is this grass or lawn on the beach. It's very unusual and shows really nice environment. Yeah, it's not easy to keep or to maintain grass in these harsh, dry conditions of Egypt. You see this, the sun umbrellas are also in different conditions, different age, but it's but still I think it's quite spacious, the beach itself, and the distances between the sun umbrellas and sunbeds are really nice. So it's not that critical as, for example, if you go to Turkey. So it's in most of the hotel. It's really horrible. I mean, the concentration of the people and the sun loungers in the long rows. It's really something you don't want to experience. So again, back here is just Makadi Star and Spa, another hotel. This one looks like this hotel has separate its own beach. That is just Makadina. As you see, all these jazz hotels have special marks or boards with the names of the hotel, so that you can find the correct beach. Yeah, and you see one of the piers. As I mentioned, there are 4 piers or jetties. Sometimes they call it piers. Sometimes they call it jetties. I think there is some difference, but I don't want to go into details. It's something, you don't need the pier here or jetty to go for swimming. You can just walk freely into the sea from the beach. These piers are more for the boats, and you will see also a pier which is at Xanadu, where we are approaching almost now. And there are quite many boats. Some people, I heard some complaints from the people who've been in Makadi, in Xanadu, about those boats. This is a resort on the left, which is Tia Heights. It's under reconstruction, and just a few seconds before now you could see just empty beach and sun umbrellas with no sunbeds. So that was because the hotel is closed temporarily for reconstruction. Now we are coming again to Xanadu beach, and this part, the first section from the south, is like adults only, and the rest of the beach is with no restrictions. So we see this wall on the left, so I think it's dividing the construction site from the beach. So we are again in Xanadu beach. This one is just mixed beach, so no age restrictions, and you see also different sun loungers or different sun umbrellas. These are wooden, which protect you better from sun. I think that they are smaller as for the size, but the wood protects better from the light from the sun, so you don't get sunburned compared to the other old sun umbrellas you could see earlier. And if you look to the right here, you can see the boats I have mentioned. This pier is for the boats, and you may not feel so comfortable swimming so close to the boats. There is, as for the snorkeling, what my in-laws told me, there is some fish in the water, there is some little corals, there is something, but it's not so good conditions as, for example, in Fort Arabesque or at the reef from the hotel. At the hotel I was staying at the Grand Hotel Makadi, or those other Red Sea hotels which are in the northern part of the bay. So we are still walking along the beach of Xanadu. You see, it's before noon. It's quite crowded, but not that bad. Another bus dropping off the visitors at the beach and going to pick up the others. Yeah, and now we are coming again to the beach of Sunrise Royal Makadi. Also, this beach looks really nice. I mean, as for the concentration of the people or distances of the sunbeds. And as you have noticed, there are these windbreakers which have more functions. One of those functions is to protect the visitors of the beach or on the beach, to protect them from the wind. And also it gives you some separation from your neighbors, so it offers you some privacy. If you look at the right, you can see how just nicely shallow the water is, which is suitable also for the little kids. So it's not like very deep, from like deep water, a few meters from the shore, from the bank. It's just good condition for, I think, all age categories. You can do some snorkeling here, but again, still, if you come to this beach, if you are in the hotel, also please try the beach of Fort Arabesque. You cannot use the sun loungers on the other hotels' beaches, but you can use the beach, and they will not. No one cares if you are using the beach. I mean, if you are snorkeling at some other hotel's beach, but just check the conditions. In some hotels, you can also pay a one-day visit fee for visiting of the hotel with all the services, but you don't need that because you have the services in this hotel, for example, in Sunrise Royal Makadi. So you wouldn't pay for staying one day in Fort Arabesque when it's enough just to walk there and do the swimming or snorkeling from Fort Arabesque beach. You see, it's a really quite long beach, and it's pretty relaxing. And I think I haven't noticed any loud music. That's something I'm trying to avoid when I am selecting some hotel. I'm always reading reviews and watching YouTube videos for reviews about the noise on the beaches, because it may happen that you will be on such beach where the music will be loud for all day long, and that's something you don't want if you don't prefer a noisy beach. It's really very individual. It's up to you. So we are again approaching the beach of Sunrise Tukani. We see these bushes here, so that's the frontier, and that's something which gives you some visual separation at least. Yeah, again, now you can see pretty nice in detail the beach. It's really very comfortable. It's all sand, and it's no deep water, so you can take the kids on this type of beaches, and just it's for all age categories. Yep, and you see these sun beds and also these sun umbrellas are also something looks a bit more luxurious than those you have seen on the previous beaches. But it's not that important, but it gives you a certain feeling of, I don't know, some luxury. And we are almost at the end of the beach. That's where we started our walk, yeah? From here we started, and now we are at the same spot as we were on the beginning of the walk. Now, the next hotel here is the few times mentioned Fort Arabesque, But I will skip this beach because I have a separate video from 2022 about the hotel and the beach and everything. So we will skip this beach and we'll jump on straight to the beach of Prima Life Makadi. So this is Prima Life Makadi Hotel Beach. It's again, I think hotel is quite noodle shape. It's very narrow and long, which results in a big concentration of people on the beach. At least, you know, me personally, I do not like this beach because it's too dense concentration of sun umbrellas, and it's too many people on a small place. So I was hesitating about this hotel also, but as I've seen this beach, I said, okay, that's not something I want. Even though the beach, I mean the water and the coral snorkeling is wonderful here, but the beach is something I would like to avoid. There is also some stones, you know, some flat stones from here at this section. But you can walk in freely at the side when you see the people standing and swimming. So you can find enough space how to enter the sea. You don't need to walk on the stones. So you'll come straight to the sand or the flat coral bottom. Again, another diving center this is the center of Prima Life Makadi. And just, 50 meters from here, there is another diving center of Grand Water Makadi, and that's the one I have tried. I did some dives from the beach. You can find a separate video on those dives. You can walk freely or during the day along the whole Makadi Bay. The whole walk I did is very free. No one stops you. You can just really walk around. The problem may be in the evening. So after 6 o'clock, when we were there, you see here it's closed. I mean the beach. You are not allowed to walk from one hotel to another along the beach. So this is something you have to be careful about. Maybe you can negotiate with some guards. You can try to bribe them, whatever. But it's not officially freely open. And now we are entering the beach of Grand Makadi Hotel, and there is a separate video I mentioned from our stay in November. Beautiful beach, beautiful coral reef, and a really nice hotel, and for very good price. So that's the hotel where are some toboggans and conditions for the kids. So check the details on my other video. So guys, thank you very much for watching my video. I hope it gave you some basic indication or information about Makadi Bay. So do not hesitate, try to visit Makadi Bay once, and leave me some comments if you've been there, or just any comments about this video. Thank you very much for your attention.